Great. Can it go a little something like this? Said all I got is food for thought for these young hungry minds. They asked me what's for dessert. I told them humble pie survival through the struggle time. Put this working for my people, now I'm on my overtime. Man, said this humility is killing me. Humble, get no respect. I'm trying to harness all this.
Peace, family. Peace, family. Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can. Greetings to you. The music stopped, am I right?
Yes.
Okay, well, now that the music stopped and hopefully we have your attention, welcome to another edition of Golden Opportunity Sundays. I am your hostess, Goddess Asha Rae, and I am joined today with another special guest, the Goddess Wanda Haynes. How are you, Empress?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Hey, I am maintaining out here, you know what I'm saying, in these crazy times, in these crazy streets, in these quarantine streets.
Looking behind your doors.
Right. But definitely staying ready, staying prepared, staying positive, and staying encouraged, you know. So we just wanted to touch base with the people again today and hopefully bring some word of encouragement and some insight for these times that we're all experiencing collectively. So again, welcome to the show, sis. We got Brother Knowledge Born Allah in the background from Do the Knowledge Radio, holding it down on the audio and tech side. So today we're going to just follow up regarding last week's show. We talked about the battle for the corona, which was talking about the battle for our crowns. We got into discussing, the intention of a wicked government and a wicked rulership, to try to bring down the people and try to bring down the whole system. So, we're just exposing the lies, exposing the hidden hand, and bringing some light to what we can do about it. So this week we're going to discuss desperation versus preparation, and then restoration. And also we're going to talk about the difference between information and revelation. So again, if you're willing, we ask for you to grab a pen and paper, take some notes. If you have questions, feel free to type them in the chat bar. We're broadcasting on several platforms, and we would love to hear from you. And if something that we say invokes some thought, share with us your thoughts. So, Wanda, I don't want to keep you waiting. At least let me introduce you and where you hail from. Maybe give the public a little background about yourself, if you don't mind.
Okay. Well, my name is Wanda. I'm fresh out of St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm residing now in Atlanta, Georgia, as of October. You know, I'm a city girl. I was raised up in the city. I saw a lot of, oppressive type situations. You grow up by way of those things, but I looked at a bigger picture for myself and what I obtained to be, and I wanted to be a voice of freedom for others. I'm a healer by nature, so that's part of what I do as well. Particularly emotional healing, womb healing, and also anything else that's going on, like with this coronavirus. If you will want to know some remedies for that, I can also help with those type of things as well. So, yeah, but I'm a comrade for my people.
All day.
All day. Yes.
So that's what's up. I'm glad to have you on the platform with us. I know we talk behind the scenes, pretty frequently, and we just I know there's a like-mindedness about us, and so I was grateful that you could join us this evening to share your insight, share your wisdom, and some revelation, some inspiration for the people because we need it right now more than ever.
Yes.
So thank you again for taking the time out.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So everybody out there listening, I know this week has been a tough week. A lot going on, a lot of propaganda, a lot of the news, a lot of hoopla about these stimulus checks, and keeping us on the edge of our seat about like what the heck is next, right? So a lot of people that I've talked to actually behind the scenes have on the low been expressing a feeling of nervousness, and uncertainty, which is normal, but when it gets into the place of desperation, that's when I get concerned, like we saw at the beginning of this, a couple of weeks ago or whatever, 2-3 weeks ago, when it started to really become the main and only topic in the news, that some people are feeling desperate. Some people are feeling a sense of desperation. So they're like a sense of shortage, a sense of lack, and all of these things, which causes people to act strangely. So the word desperation, by definition, is a feeling that is a loss of hope, a state of hopelessness, and it often leads to rashness because you're in a place of surrendering to despair. And so, if you're in a desperate state of being, you can tend to do things that you wouldn't ordinarily do, and act in a way that you wouldn't ordinarily act. Like when they said, "Hey, go get you some toilet paper and get you some hand sanitizer." You know what I mean? That created like a panic in people. Like, what? I need to go now. I need toilet paper. I need hand sanitizer. I need Lysol wipes. What if they run out? And I don't know what that was about, but I don't know what has this week been like for you, Wanda, this past couple of weeks?
Well, the toilet paper thing was pretty scary because you couldn't find none. So but that wasn't my main focus. I just wanted to make sure we have food and water. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And some toilet paper, of course, but not like 200 rolls of toilet paper. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to wipe the store out, like some people did. But it's just like the anxiety that it has created amongst our people to where people are just not being rational, not thinking about the moves that they're making. Like why would you go into a grocery store or a pharmacy or anything like that, and they put out 100 packs of tissue, and you go and grab 70?
99.
Why would you do that? Like, what about the other people that need toilet paper? You know what I'm saying? Why? So it's just kind of like nobody is thinking. It's just like this hoarding type thing. Like, oh, me, I gotta have all this stuff, and it's really enough to go around. Well, it was enough to go around, but because some people have acted irrationally, it has left some people in a place where they don't have toilet paper. Like my aunt's friend, they were using paper towels, because of the whole situation. You got people online on Facebook. Where can I find some toilet papers? Particularly in my city in St. Louis. Where can I find some toilet paper? So I'm putting a post up, like if anybody know where to find some toilet paper. You know what I'm saying? My daughter, she didn't have enough toilet paper for the whole situation. So it's kind of like, what's with the toilet paper? Like nothing about the virus says anything like you're gonna have, like you're gonna be going to the bathroom. It's like a whole respiratory issue. What is up with the toilet paper? Why not food and herbs or things that'll help you fight the virus? You know what I'm saying? Like why not stuff like that? But toilet paper, nothing about it made any sense to me. So I'm just like, okay, toilet paper. So when I was ignorant of what it was, I'm like, okay, so maybe it makes you go to the bathroom because everybody, when I look up, I'm like, it's respiratory issues. It has nothing to do with anything with the bathroom. So I I just thought it was funny, but it's not so funny when actually people need to go to the store weekly, bi-weekly to get their essentials that they need, like toilet paper and paper towels and, you know, their wipes or cleaning products, and they don't have it because everybody is gone crazy getting things that are not necessary for this time.
And let me ask the question. If the people would slow down and think about it, they would have to ask themselves, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Like, do I have a legit reason to be stocking up on this toilet paper or on these Lysol wipes or whatever? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, without a real thought, without a personal decision, you know what I'm saying? Like, to do what they're doing versus just following the masses, you know what I mean? Whereas when you tell a lot of people to do something that makes more sense and that has a basis in logic, there's a lot of questions involved. There's a lot of hesitation. There's a lot of, negative feedback. But if I tell you to go buy some damn toilet paper, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are the first in line, lining up, don't you know why, don't understand what they're doing, just doing it because they see the masses doing it. Right. So as it pertains to our economic standing and our economic status or, preparation in general, I personally, and I know that you too have shared many valuable pieces of information with friends, family, and stuff like that. And how has the response been to that in comparison to what you're seeing with this corona pandemic?
Well, some people are just not working right now. Now it's like, I want to get some gold. People that have signed up and have never done anything, now they want it. They feel like, oh, I need it now. It's like, well, we've been trying to tell you all this time, to get prepared because it's coming. It's an economic collapse coming. The stock market is going to crash, and everybody's looking at us like, y'all crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. The dollar is eventually going to collapse. It has to. Where else is it going to go at this point? You know what I mean? With the debt. So I'm noticing like people are signing up, but they really like a lot of people are out of work right now. Asha, they're out of work and they can't really do anything. I have a family member that she's still working at home, so she's ready to just like get it popping. She like, I can sell tea to China, so hey, let's go. What's up? What's up? Your mama told me about this gold. What's up? She was like, it's self-explanatory to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see why don't nobody get it. You understand? So, but for me, like seeing things, it's like a lot of debatable things. Like people seeing their stocks like going from here to here, and they still, for whatever reason, aren't making the necessary moves to protect their money, because this is the time to do it right now. Well, it should have been before, but this is the time to do it because what's about to happen. We're seeing them. They're telling us we're in a recession, but we know we've been in a recession. You know what I'm saying? They're saying, we're in a recession now. We've been saying we're headed to a Great Depression. Now they're saying, if this keeps going on, we're going to be in a depression. Well, not saying the coronavirus isn't real, because I know some people that their bodies have been attacked with the virus. You understand what I'm saying? But it's a deeper agenda than just that.
Come on.
Because we've been in trouble. The banks have been bailing in. They've been printing money, bailing out the banks for months now. You know what I'm saying? Trillions of dollars that while people are worried about what they're giving to the big corporations with this stimulus package that they have going, and why are they giving them money and things like that? Well, they always bail big corporations out. This is nothing new. So they're mad at the president, but what president hasn't bailed out big corporations, the GMAC and Ford and all those companies? So I think people are a little out of sync with what's going on. They're acting irrationally. They're thinking irrationally. The media has them, they're not looking into what's really going on. They're not using, like, it's not a lot of common sense that's going on right now that I'm seeing. And we say common sense ain't so common.
That's a fact. Yeah. And, one thing that I wanted to just again mention was preparation. Preparation is the key. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we had to prepare like on more levels than one. Like Sister Wanda mentioned, like the the state of the global economy has been faulty, has been in a crisis, but the hush hush of it all, or the distraction of it all, has been that they've had our focus on so many other things that were of really no importance. That now that it's time to prepare, or being that we could have prepared in advance, a lot of people are having to play catch up, you know. But one thing that's advantageous is that, fortunately, you know what I'm saying, like by the grace of the universe, you know what I mean, and the ancestors, we're being given another opportunity to take a closer look, right? To take a slow down in our approach to this everyday humdrum, you know what I'm saying? Like, and get prepared. And so preparing is the act or process of making something ready for use or service, or of getting ready for some occasion, test, or duty. Um, so, or even for use or consideration, you know, preparation. And we got to consider that if there is indeed an economic collapse, if you're not prepared, you will face severe consequences, right? Like even more severe than not having toilet paper. You know what I'm saying? Like you can do something about that, you know. But if you don't have your finances in order, the cash that you look at and you know hold so dear may become the very toilet paper that you're wiping your behind with. You know, just to keep it real plain, just to make it real plain.
Yes.
So we got to prepare economically, and that's what this show kind of focuses on. We want to talk about taking advantage of a golden opportunity. I myself and Sister Wanda, we are part of a phenomenal company by the name of Carrot Bars International, among a few others, that that is taking the role of preparing people financially, somewhat like providing wealth insurance, you know, or financial insurance, if there could be a such thing, you know, because for many years we've held the cash dollar in high esteem, and we've used it as a means to provide for our families, you know, just to safeguard our future or whatnot. But when we come to find out that there's no backing to this dollar, that it's not backed to any natural resource, that has no true value,
Yeah.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yes,
You know, but
absolutely.
the good news is, Wanda, we have a solution.
Yes.
So can you share a little bit about the solution that Carrot Bars is providing to people for those who may not be familiar?
Okay, Carrot Bars International is a gold savings um, ecosystem that allows anybody to be a part
Anybody.
of it. You can save gold in small, affordable increments as little as a tenth of a gram, which is about 6 or 7 euros right now. Um, and it has many incentives, you know, and you get paid to save. So the more you save, the more gold, more free gold that you can obtain through the company, as well as telling somebody about the company that starts saving. You also can be benefited that way with free gold. Gold, well, most of us should know that gold is money. It's real money. It's lawful money, and it's a hedge of protection against taxation, inflation, and the depreciating dollar. And so, like Goddess Asha said, it's like insuring your finances. So with Care Bars International, it's free to sign up. You can sign up for Care Bars. You get some pertinent information approved through the company, just like your ID and your proof of address, and you can start saving gold. If you save on a monthly basis for consecutively for 12 months, at the end of that 12 months, they're gonna give you some free gold. So
What?
yeah, anywhere from 1 to, was it 22,
20,
24
24
grams?
grams.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a wonderful opportunity for each and every one of us. It's a really necessary um,
Necessary is the
because
word.
without it, and you just depending on your paper, you really don't have money. We have a promissory note.
Okay,
So
we need to definitely break that part down because a lot of people are still, under the guise. And I don't think for some people it's not their fault. They've never been told. They've never really been exposed. And like they're working so hard, you know what I mean? Like just to stay afloat that they don't have time to do research. So they say, and the system is made that way by design, to keep people feeling unable to have time for self, unable to have time for family, unable to have time for adequate, research or just rest, any of that. So like we're under attack. There's an attack, like we talked about last week, attack on the mind, first and foremost, so if my mind is constantly being attacked, then I am generally unable to get into a state of preparation. You know what I'm saying? So that creates desperation. If I'm on the last tail end of some pertinent information, I'm like, okay, well, I'm scrambling. I'm out here grabbing at straws, trying to figure out what am I supposed to be paying attention to? What am I supposed to be doing right now? Because I've been caught up in a loop of working and just toiling away, right? So it's sad, um, for people who still will not take the time, especially when everything's been shut down. Now, some people may be looking at this as like the end of the world or like just a chaotic state of being, but I see it as a divine intervention. It's a divine intervention for the last go round, hoorah. You know what I'm saying? To get yourself in position financially, economically. Um, and once you do that, you don't have to be subject or subjugated by the government or the powers that be, and what their hidden agenda is. And so we could talk about that left and right, whatever. There's a lot of speculation, but the main thing that we want to focus on is like solution. But again, being that we have so many people who are unfamiliar with what gold is or what cryptocurrency is, we have to take the time to educate. But also people out there, if you're listening, you have to take the time to listen and to learn, right? Like I was no expert on financial matters. You know what I mean? I grew up pretty much like the majority of the people I know, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of just working hard, taught to save if I could, in cash, in the bank account, or whatever. But it wasn't until I got older and found out the true definition of what money was that I started desiring, real money, gold and silver and other assets.
yes, yes.
Something you want to say?
Well, in educating the people, it's in the Constitution, Article 1, Section 10. It tells you that gold and silver is lawful money. And a lot of the things that we are encountering with our fiat currency isn't even legal. You know what I mean? The things that we have come across, the taxes that we pay on something that is something that they just print out of thin air, and then we're being taxed on it. That's not legal. Um, it's good to get in position right now. It's not too late. I
That's
know
the good news.
it's a struggle for a lot of people right now, but it's still money. It's not like you're buying anything. You're simply trading something that has no value for something that has value. Something that has
Yes,
value, something that can protect you, and something that once this whole thing is over with, that you can be in a good position financially, and even I'm going to go as far as to say can create wealth for you,
absolutely.
family. What is it? If you didn't come from a wealthy family, then a wealthy family should come from you. With assets, which is tier one, non risk asset, which is gold. You could put yourself in a better position financially, and like I said, and it's not like you have to go out.
Buy anything.
Yeah, you don't have to buy anything, but you can just trade. If you just got a little bit, just a little bit, you can start to put yourself in a better position. Your gram, you just get a gram of gold a month. That gram of gold is worth more than your $3, $4, $500 that you have in the bank.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. I want to jump in right there. Like gold has been massively undervalued. It's been kept under wraps because they never wanted us to realize that we could have it and that we should begin to accumulate it. Accumulate gold, aside from jewelry or grills and things like that. Because they knew the value and they knew that all along it was money around the world. So at a time like this, which is extremely critical, when you see that banks and other big, I want to say, financial institutions are closing and changing the way that they do business. Cash is not even being accepted at a lot of businesses that you shop at or you used to shop at, before the coronavirus. Like the transition is real and is going on with or without the knowledge of the people. You know what I'm saying? So being that a little birdie is stopping by to give you some information, that means that you've been given a chance. You've been given an opportunity to act and to act now. But it's in the hesitation where people can get caught up into desperation. I'm telling you, people, like, this is out of love. You know what I'm saying? That we found out some good information, right? So we don't want to just hoard that and keep that to ourselves. We want to share it with you so that you're not left in the dark, so that you're not bamboozled, caught off guard. Like, for instance, a lot of people whose 401k through their jobs that they've been working for 20, even 15 years, you know what I'm saying? 10, 15, 20 years has been wiped out, you know what I'm saying? In massive percentages with no recourse. They have no way to get that money back. You know what I'm saying? What they've been paying into for their whole life, has been wiped, just like it was in 2008. So as we know, since history repeats itself, we have to get on top of the history and be the history makers, not letting history crush us and put us in a bad position.
Yes.
So I don't know. I'm just excited. Do we have any questions, Brother Born Allah? Do we have any comments or anything that you want to reference or anything that you wanted to share with us? There's definitely definitely a difference between legal and lawful.
Yes.
And I'm not going to elaborate because I'm no expert, but Wanda, you got that? The difference between legal and lawful. Let me think about that. Or Brother Roderick Sanders, type the definition between the two in there for us. Break it down, because legal is what
very law, not necessarily law.
Correct. And lawful from my point of view, this is just my point of view. Lawful is what, spiritually speaking, we declare, we decree. You know what I'm saying? Like, I even want to go that far because we're going to be the new lawmakers. You know what I mean? Those who have the economic resources to make and affect change will be the lawmakers. And we'll be able to create for our own communities, our own nation, what we deem as lawful. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to come from up underneath the rule and the tyranny of this debt slavery system because it can no longer stand. The time is up. The gig is up. And so, like, if we pay attention and if we come together, like in a place of unity, in a place of collective consciousness, we can actually truly create the reality that we deserve, for one, and also that we've been promised, you know what I'm saying, that our ancestors have paved the way for. So that's one thing that I'm kind of honing in on during this time of quarantining or whatever. I've had some more quiet time to just think and to be and to meditate and to receive information about, what time it really is right now. You know what I mean? The handwriting is on the wall everywhere, and you can't hold a people down forever. You know what I mean? Like, there is a divine rise going on, and I want as many of our people to be in that as possible. You know what I mean? And it's not exclusive to just melanated people. It's for those who have the sense to catch on, you know what I mean? Who have the willingness to make change and who have the discernment to recognize divine opportunity and then decide what role they want to play, in the future of this global reset.
Right. And that's what kind of we can expound on that, if you don't mind, like group economics. You know what I mean? It's it's a collective thing for us. You know, we want to bring the people together and collaborate about how we can bring ourselves up out of this. And this is why we're here. This is one of the things, one of the few things that we can do as far as group economics is come together and put our heads together and say, hey, this is something that we all can do to guard ourselves, protect ourselves, bring ourselves up out of this. Because we're not going to be suffering forever. You know what I mean?
No,
What goes up must come down. The
as above, so
right,
below.
the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. So it's really our time, and it's a good time to be alive.
Yes, it
It's
is.
a good time to be alive, whether we looking at this as something bad or not. The tables are turning, and we just need to get in position to receive what it is that the universe has for us.
Yes, 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 yes. So, okay, this is how you position yourself. We want it to be plain. We don't want to talk like in any kind of way that it's not ascertainable, that it's not practical to you. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing that I've noticed is like sometimes over the years, the reason why our people couldn't really advance and get free is because it wasn't the information was not given freely. You know what I mean? Like it was truly hidden and it was truly um I want to say kept like an elitist secret, if you will. You know what I mean? Like even regarding the truth about money and what we should be placing value in. But one thing I make mention of is if you can save a gram of gold per month or even per week, you are doing yourself a favor because of the fact that the dollar is never going to increase in value. It's never going to go up in value, no matter how you save that in a bank account or if you know, let it sit there. You sitting on stacks. You know what I mean? The dollar will not increase in its value. But if you take that same money that you're saving, or excuse me, that same currency, that same cash that you've been saving, and you put that into an asset such as gold, you're going to see an increase in that. So, would you not want to take what is depreciating and flip that into something that's automatically going to be appreciating, going up in value? So, you know that it's safe, you know that it's secure. Whereas leaving it in the dollar, it has the potential to become extinct and faster than you think. Like because if you can see with your own eyes and hear with your own ears that the stimulus package has been created in every country around the world, really it's not just here in America, has been printed out of thin air. You know what I'm saying? Piece of paper. Let me slide that through the machine and call that
Right.
cash, call that money. You know what I'm saying?
Or well,
That
as Roderick Sanders says, legal tender. It's legal tender. It's not even considered money. But a lot of the things that they do with the legal tender is not legal. You know what I-
okay? Come on now.
Yeah.
Okay, so um, it's this system with carrot bars is a ecosystem that operates for the benefit of the people. You know what I mean? It operates in a way that you can take control of your own finances. You can take control of your own um, time. Even as people are sitting and they are without work, they are not going to their traditional nine to five. You can take an opportunity like carrot bars and truly change your future and the future of your family for generations to come. You know
Yeah.
why? Because it's set up that way. It's designed with freedom in mind. You know what I mean? So that's what attracted me to it. I said, you know what? If I could save gold and get paid to share with others how to do the same, why wouldn't I? You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't I? And yes, the gold is real. I don't know how many times people would ask that question. Like, it's it's the most like elementary question, and like, but I mean, it's no shade. I'm just saying, like, who would be up here selling, telling, sharing fake gold? I mean, you know what I mean? But there's so many other things that are fake that we don't even question.
Absolutely.
People don't even question. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, like the dollar. Like Robert Kiyosaki's book talks about. It's called Fake. And it talks about the whole sham and the whole scam that has been run on the people. The Federal Reserve, which is not federal at all. It's not ran by anything that is dealing with true justice or true equality or true integrity.
Right.
So I just leave that there for now.
It's not even a part of the U.S. corporation. You know what I mean? It's a private sector.
Independent, yes, doing what they want to do.
Yes. But yeah. So, guys, listen. Gold is money. It's real money, and we all been given an opportunity. Um, that we can partake in this. This is a system that's set up for anybody. You don't have to be making a lot of money for it. You don't have to go and buy a whole ounce of gold. You can save in small, affordable increments. That's what's so beautiful about this system. That it'll work for anyone. Anyone can put themselves in a position to win in carrot bars, and it's just that simple. So we just want to extend that to everybody that, look, we know times are hard. We know this virus is going around. We know everybody is full of anxiety, uncertainty. We don't know what's going to happen, and all those things. But right now is the time to get in position for that, to save ourselves from this system that we've been thrust into since
From
birth.
birth.
From
Okay.
birth.
From birth.
System that has been a system of bondage for us. And gold is freedom, guys. It's freedom. It's so much freedom in it. And so we just want to extend that to you. Like you too can be a part of this. Even if you don't want to tell anybody, but why wouldn't you?
That's real.
You can save, and you can get paid to save.
Absolutely. And on top of it, gold is an attractor of wealth. Gold has always been an attractor of wealth. The ancients knew, our ancestors knew that gold was an attractor of wealth. They always were adorned even in gold. They had gold surrounding them, gold in their satchel, like gold was everywhere. And it was a status of wealth and also of influence and affluence. You know what I mean? Like the people who had gold were the ones who were of great influence. You know what I mean? Because if you have economic resources to dictate what can be created, what can be implemented, what can, be shared, then you're in a position of power. You know what I mean? Like, and right now, like you had mentioned, even in the scriptures, how it said the wealth of the wicked is being stored up for the righteous. That's some powerful, heavy stuff right there. You know what I mean? Like, it's more than it. We're talking about it here and now. We're not talking about anything later. I'm talking about right here in the flesh on this earth, and I'm not afraid of it. And I hope that many of you are no longer afraid to be wealthy and to have wealth and to reclaim your birthright. Abundance is our birthright, and so gold is the money of kings and queens. Gold is God's money. It always has been. Even in the scriptures, I think gold is mentioned over 314 times or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. It could be more than that. But the whole point of it is that where there has been a lack of knowledge, the people perish. And so even with the virus going on, and even with, national and international hysteria, stay of a sound mind, think logically, think creatively, think of a way that you can free yourself and your family to allow yourself the opportunity to come into the blessing or into the other side or into the promised land. You know what I mean? Like all these prophecies were not spoken for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And like, if you're going to believe in anything, why would you not believe in your freedom?
Yes.
You feel me?
Liberation is, and that's what time it is. It's time for us to liberate ourselves. We have to be proactive in our own freedom. We're waiting on somebody to come save us. And we have the opportunity right here. It's right here before us. Like, okay, you can save yourself. There is something here for you to save yourself, and all you have to do is get in position. And it's not gonna cost you an arm and a leg. It's not gonna cost you your peace of mind. It's just a few of your worthless dollars that you can exchange for something that has value and something that is going to continue to increase in value, especially after this is over. So it's a good time to get some gold now, guys, because it's gonna go up. It has been going up, and it's gonna continue to go up. And after this, and let's be clear, gold is extremely undervalued right now, extremely undervalued. But it's
In a
gonna,
couple of weeks,
yeah,
I'm even jump out there and say, in a couple of weeks,
okay,
it is going to show a drastic increase in its value. Because the truth is being revealed, the covers are being blown. These wicked rulers are coming down, and so new order is coming into place. That is a definite. That is imminent. You know what I mean? And like, it's really nothing to be afraid of. It's like, if you were ever going to exercise power, now would be the time. You know what I'm saying? If you were ever going to be a revolutionary or be of change, an agent of change, now would be the time. But it starts, of course, with your own household. It starts with your own circle, and then that extends to others. You know what I mean? So like, the exciting part is, not only do we have gold with carat bars, we have cryptocurrency that is backed by redeemable for a physical gold. So if you never heard of cryptocurrency is digital currency. And there are several thousand different digital currencies on the market today, right now. But the benefit of having one that's backed by gold, let me tell you, a cryptocurrency backed by gold means that no matter what the crypto coin does, like, whether the stock goes up or down or whatever, it will always have its value in gold. And which Sister Wanda had mentioned, it's a tier one asset. It is the equivalent of a no risk asset. So that is powerful. You know what I mean? Digital currency allows us to do business in places where we wouldn't ordinarily be able to do business. And allows us to transact business in a more secure way, because it's ran on the blockchain. The blockchain is independent and decentralized of the traditional banking system, which allows, again, for the I want to say, bookkeeping, and for the structure of it to be ran by the people. You know what I'm saying? And it gives it more of a security. I mean, I don't know if I said that, but it gives more security. It gives more of a what am I trying to say? Basically, it's going to allow people to have independence. You know what I mean? Like, and then nobody can be tapping into, trying to manipulate the value of it. You know what I mean?
right,
And I'm just excited, because that means more and more opportunity to increase your own economic standing and status. You know what I mean? So it's not about your educational background. It's not about your degrees. It's not about your work experience. None of that matters. You could do carry bars from the comfort of your own home. Sit on your couch, sit in your living room, sit in your dining room. You know what I'm saying? And tell people this good gold news. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
I love it. I
I
love
love
it. I love it.
it. It's powerful. Um, and yeah, what we want to touch on when we was talking about the cryptocurrency and the gold, the ecosystem. With carrot bars, it's like you are saving in gold, and the gold can be physical or digital.
Yes.
Digital gold. Listen, everything we do
It's digital.
is digital. The people aren't, like Sister Asha said, people aren't even accepting your cash anymore. So, and I think someone said something about the stimulus bill. They were trying to initiate a digital dollar or whatever. That should tell us something. With cryptocurrency, when she was saying it's decentralized, that's a peer-to-peer transaction. Nobody knows what you're doing.
Yes.
Now, the government will tell you on your tax stuff, if you have cryptocurrency, you can let us know about it. That's because they can't find out about it.
Exactly. Wait a minute, right there. Hold up.
You
If
can
you
show us
right, only if you are. I wouldn't tell them nothing. They ain't telling you nothing, but a bunch of lies and a bunch of malarkey. And so I'm telling you that I wouldn't tell them nothing unless it's to your advantage. But really, at this point, to be 1,000 with you, reporting anything to the government, I don't find it to be advantageous at all. You know what I'm saying? And we got the census coming up. Do you think I'm going to report where the hell I am and who the hell I am? I'm just telling you. Now,
right.
that's open up a whole other can of worms, but no. And listen, it never mattered. Has it ever made a difference? Has it ever changed some things? Has it ever given you any more buying power? Has it even given you any more, what's the word I'm looking for? Political power, social, economic power? No.
Nothing.
So all it has done is kept you in the trap and in the bindings and in the limitations and in the redlining that they've always been doing. And redlining is keeping you in communities that are underserved, keeping you away from you having, your own, what am I trying to say? Having your own communities, you know what I'm saying, that are flourishing and thriving because they can strategically oppress, strategically come in and infiltrate, strategically set up the liquor store, the church house, the railroad tracks, the dope house. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So instead of allowing them to count us and to round us up, you know what I'm saying? Keep us accounted for like cattle or sheep or something like that. Say hell no to the citizens.
Don't be hoodwinked and bamboozled.
None of your business.
All your jewels to the government.
That part, you know.
Will tax you on your crypto that they don't even have to have knowledge of. But just a question on there. I don't know if
I'm
you
looking at that as well. How you know this is something you all teaching is truly real and not just for now? Could you elaborate on your question? But from what I'm gathering that you're asking, how do we know that this is something that's real and it's not just for now? Because I personally have been studying this gold market for about 2 years. I've been studying the financial stock markets and just looking at the data. And I have a reference to about 12 years ago in 2008 when we first saw in my lifetime, you know what I'm saying? I saw a economic uh, recession slash depression, and it was plain to see that it was necessary for the fiat currency to be brought all the way down. And I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner, to tell you the truth. I'm surprised that the dollar hasn't been completely devalued and kicked out of use around the world because of the fact that it's been operating in a very fraudulent way. You know what I mean? Just propped up by the notion that it has value. You know what I mean? But technically, it's lost over 98% of its value since its inception. So if that is the case, and we know that that is the truth, then a remedy must come. And so I can even only tell you scientifically, politically, financially, and spiritually how I feel about this being the time to position yourself with gold. But it's up to each individual to decide for themselves if this sounds like sound doctrine or if this sounds like the truth to them. You know what I mean? And even if it was for a temporary time, what would it hurt you? You can only gain. There is no loss in saving real money.
no.
There's always been a time for it. Matter of fact, we're late, but we ride on time at the same time because we've been given we've
Right.
been given an extension. We've been given an opportunity to jump in and get it while the getting is good. Because if you haven't noticed, countries and big banks around the world have been stockpiling gold in record numbers. So that right there also is an indicator that now is the time.
Yes. And if you look through history, fiat currency it doesn't last. It always collapses. It's look at Venezuela. They got money just they got paper in the streets because it has no value. They can't use it anymore. So it's the time is it's pretty much up. Dave, like Goddess Asha just said, she's surprised that it has held on as long as it has now. You know what I'm saying? But they're propping it up. They're steady pumping paper into the banks and all this other stuff. And with the stimulus package, what are they doing? So what do you?
Unlimited quantitative
Mm-hmm.
easing, unlimited quantitative easing, meaning it's like an uncountable number that they can create to ease the strain and the stress of this economic downturn. But everything, they messed up, y'all. Listen, I'm telling you the truth. When they started closing these things down and they started playing around with this coronavirus and spreading this havoc around the world, there was a higher power that was already on the scene that already had this thing worked out. You know what I'm saying? Like you can take that or leave it alone, but at the same time, even for a temporary time, if you want to put it biblically, for only so long could the devil rule. Okay, if you want to take it to the book of the messenger, the message from the Nation of Islam, or you want to go into any of these different backgrounds and denominations and religious teachings, they all say, hey, the wicked rule must come to an end. And I don't know about you, but I don't think there's anything righteous about the way that we've been living under this type of systematic destruction. You know what I mean? I'm talking about like, and just a 1% of the world's population has all the wealth. That don't seem like a godly existence to me. You know what I'm saying? So while there is indeed a wealth transfer going on, we about to get in on this real money. So the invitation has been extended.
Yes.
There's a feast going on. You've been invited to the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you hungry or not?
Right. And you can choose. You can choose to stay in an oppressive situation, if you will. But there are some people that want to free themselves. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of the ways that they can do it. This is freedom on a platter. You know what I mean? Like, take it here. You want some freedom? Here you go. It don't cost you much. Just trace your little, your little fiat that's not worth anything. And because the more they print paper, the less value it has. So here, just give us some of that, and we're gonna give you this. This has value. Just wait, you're gonna see. We're trying to give it to you. It's freedom. And you don't have to take it, but that's an enslaved mindset to just sit and just want to like depend on somebody that has let you down.
Come on, time after time.
To generation, they have oppressed our people. So here is freedom. Here, we're giving it to you. Do you want it or not?
Listen, now freedom can sound scary, and to some people, you know what I'm saying. And if freedom is not in your blood, this might not be for you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you straight up. Because look, they got an RFID chip waiting for you if you prefer to be enslaved. You know what I'm saying? If you prefer to just go ahead, sit back and collect a check, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you don't want freedom, then go ahead and get your stimulus check and wait for the next check, and then wait for them to tell you that you got to line up and get the test for the coronavirus and get yourself, make sure that you're free of corona or any other disease, because there's going to be some stipulations to come along with just collecting a check or just sticking with the system that is. You know what I mean? Like, would you rather stick with the old, which like she said, the Empress said, has been a bondage system, has been like being under the rule of Pharaoh in Egypt, if you want to go biblical, you know what I'm saying? Or do you want to cross through the Red Sea, which may be a little uncertain, you know what I'm saying? But to get through, in order to get to the promised land, you know what I'm saying? Mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and literally, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you believe that you've been hoodwinked or that you've been kept from the blessing or kept from having the true and desired lifestyle that you've always wanted, this now is a way to free yourself from that, because it ain't going nowhere. I'm saying that old system of debt, when I say it ain't going nowhere, I mean it's not leading to you to anything except for more debt and more taxation, because they're writing a check that they ask ain't cash. And I'm just telling you straight up. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay for it.
The people that's working the jobs, people that are taxed the highest, you get taxed out of your check. You get your check and it's like, dang,
Right. First of all, you got me working. You
And
got
then
me.
you go to the store, and then you tax. Then you got your personal property taxes. Then you know what I mean. Then you taxing, and you got your income taxes. You know what I'm saying? So this whole system is a system of bondage. It's a
I
whole
want out.
bondage. I want out too. I want freedom, freedom from oppression, the oppression of my people, and so we're just here to bring awareness,
Yes.
and we're spreading love because we love you, we love our people. So
Yes,
we're
we
here to
do.
say, hey, this is something that we are able to partake in. This is something that is here to set the captives free.
That's
And
right.
do you want it? Do you want to be free? I feel like Harriet Tubman.
Girl, that's what I was saying. When I first heard about this, I said, I'm the modern day Harriet Tubman telling people, look, the
Right.
way to freedom is this way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I say, give me liberty or give me death, because for
Yes.
me, I already made up my mind. Like when I saw signs of this wealth transfer, I said, you know what? Um, I can't stay. I cannot stay. I cannot stay in the old way of doing things. You know what I mean? Like I'm willing to pioneer. I'm willing to go into uncharted territory and find out if indeed what the creator has said is true. You know what I'm saying? Like if would you rather be in hell or work your way into heaven? You know what I'm saying? The people say like, we're saved by grace, all this and that. I'm not getting into those semantics. You feel
No.
me? But I'm talking about the quality of our lives right now, right here, right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you ask me, we have been living in hell and we have to redeem ourselves so that we can get into a heavenly state of being and existence. And we have the power to do that because you know why? The creator or the God or the universe or the source is in us to enact in a powerful way, to cause, demons and devils to tremble. You know what I'm saying? We've been given that power. And so if you look in any kind of religious book, it's going to tell you that. But I don't really see a real exercising of that power. You feel
No.
me? So that's the call. You know what I mean? Like exercise your power. But think about it. It starts with the ability to not be ruled, you know, not be ruled.
No.
Um, and to take rulership and to take ownership and to reclaim your throne, to reclaim your divine destiny. And if
No.
that speaks to you, then Carrot Bars is certainly for you. Um, because the CEO had a vision, and his vision is, if you ask me, it's damn near foolproof. When you're talking about real money and you're talking about countries being able to back their currency in gold, you know, that's that's a solution. That's a global solution to a fiat currency that has been failing the people. And I think the wise will take heed, and we're going to see some pretty exciting things beginning to happen. And so I'm fortunate that we can be ambassadors of this gold revolution. Um, I want you guys to get in contact with us. You can reach out to us on our Facebook platforms. Sister Wanda, are you also on Instagram?
Yes, it's a vibrant womb. VYBRANTWOMB. That's my Instagram name. Vibrant womb. And then I'm on Facebook as Wanda Haynes. So you can hit me up. My number is 314-601-1800. That's a business line. I have several different things going on towards business. So, we're here for you. We're here for you. You wanna talk, you have questions or concerns, we can answer those questions. We can get you set up with this wonderful ecosystem that will allow you to partake in this freedom. It's time to govern ourselves.
Yes.
Time to govern ourselves and not have wickedness overrule us. It's time to govern ourselves
That,
and break free of the oppression, because they ain't trying to free you from the oppression. They want to keep you in bondage and keep you in servitude to their system.
so I really hope that the people, like especially some of our brothers and sisters out in places like New York, Louisiana, California, are not falling victim to what they see. You know what I mean? Like with their naked eyes. we want to encourage you to look deeper. You know what I mean? Like tap in to that little voice within yourself that says something about this don't sound right, don't look right, it don't sit right. You know, because if you don't do that, who knows what you might be lining up for? You know what I'm saying? Like who really knows? Like I saw this one sister, she decided to quit her job because she was sent onto a floor where coronavirus patients were, you know, being treated and being handled, but she had like um, immune deficiencies or some issues already going on that she didn't want to be exposed. She was a high risk to contract coronavirus, you know, but her boss, okay, the slave master, ordered her, recommended her to go onto that floor. And she was like, hold on, I'm a single mother taking care of children, and you already know my health history, and you're going to recommend that I go be exposed to this biochemical warfare? I don't think so.
Right.
So she quit, and those are type of decisions we're gonna have to start to make. You know what I'm saying? Like, so as we lay out this golden opportunity for you, I also want to be very clear that some critical thinking and critical decision making will be necessary. But it's it's a no-brainer. This is something that's going to help you. It's not going to hurt you. Gold has been around for thousands of years. It is the most stable currency that the world has ever known, in addition to silver.
Yeah.
So look for opportunities that involve gold, silver, cryptocurrency. But let's be clear, like the brother had mentioned in the chat box, there's a digital currency about to be dropped on the American people with their stimulus package. You know what I'm saying? And there again is a centralized control. So
Right.
beware. There's a difference between decentralized, write that word down, decentralized or centralized banking. Um, Decentralized means that it is not government controlled. It is not ran by these, I don't know what to call them. You know what I mean? These oligarchs, like you said, these freaking greedy hound dogs. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Look at Bill Gates sitting up there smiling and grinning, talking about he got a solution and he's gonna start passing out these tests and these what do you call them? What do you call them? Vaccinations. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like he's such a humanitarian. This man ain't never been no humanitarian. So now they got him on TV like he's coming to the aid and the rescue of the people. Get real.
Mm-mm. He stepped down along with a lot of other CEOs that have stepped down from big corporations. He stepped down as CEO because something is about to hit the fan. It's going to take the world by storm. It's going to shock a lot of people, but I ain't surprised.
That
You
part.
understand? I'm not surprised. I already know what's about to happen, so I'm just staying tuned. That's why I said it's a good time to be alive. We said the wealth of the wicked is laid up
Poured
for
up.
the last
Yes.
be first, the first shall be last. Y'all better get on board with this freedom train.
Woo-woo.
We giving it to you. It's a
Ow.
train. Oh, yeah.
I mean, no jokes. This is really, really a powerful time, family. I hope that you're being energized and encouraged. You know what I mean? And like, shake that dust from off your feet. You know what I mean? Like, shake that corona dust from off your feet.
Yes.
Seriously. And all of the propaganda that has been tailor made to cause you to feel afraid, to cause you to feel nervous and feel like you don't have answers, and that you should be into a state of hopelessness and then waiting for somebody to rescue you when you actually have the power to do it for yourself, you know? And a beautiful thing about this is that there's thousands of sisters and brothers in this particular organization that are willing to help you, you know, walk with you. And we understand the power of group economics. You know, we know that this is the time for us to feed each other. You know what I'm saying? Like if I benefit, you benefit. If I win, you win. If you win, I win. You know what I mean? If I'm growing and I'm building wealth, we are building wealth. We are establishing a new order for ourselves. You know what I mean? A new world for ourselves, just like they've been doing. So what makes you think that we ain't gonna build too?
That's right. Because the wealthy have gold.
Facts.
They have gold. The banks have been storing up gold. Why do you think that people like you, we buy gold here, people selling their gold to the government? I had a massage client in St. Louis, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm in the gold business." I was like, "Yeah, me too. You in Carrie Bars?" He's like, "Nah, I sell my gold. I sell gold to the government." I said, you sell your gold? I said,
Wow.
you understand the value? You selling them something that's of value. I said, it's big. These big countries they're storing up gold now because they know it's about to go down.
Down for real. And
About to
like,
go.
I don't listen, I don't want people to think that we're just on here running our mouth talking like for sport. You know what I mean? I got other things to do. You feel me? We have other things that we could do, but you're so important. And this time is so necessary to speak to our people that we're taking time out of our busy schedule to pass some information that will hopefully become a revelation in your spirit and cause you to act. You know what I mean? Because another thing that people do that really hurts them, and I mentioned this earlier, was they they hesitate too long. If something is making sense to you and you know that it is the truth, why would you deny it? Maybe because you don't like the messenger. What? Because you don't like the package that it's in? Because you don't understand everything in its full totality? But if it makes a smidget of sense, like like I don't know how 401k made sense, to people. I don't know how getting in a risky, volatile, stock market makes sense all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, but there's a lot to look at. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot to look at. The research is available, the trainings are available, the love is available, the family bond is available. I'm talking about whether it's your blood or it is your creed. You know what I'm saying? People that think like you, look like you, and some that don't. You know what I'm saying? But they're able to give you something that's going to set you up for success. You better reach out.
Yeah.
You better come sit down at the table. You better get your plate ready, right?
Yes. Definitely. Definitely.
So we want to take a break, I think, and look into the video comments. Unless, Sister Wanda, you want to share anything before we go into a short intermission?
Um, Now we can break, and collaborate about, what's next.
All right.
Yeah.
Everybody listening, we thank you for taking the time. We know that there's things that you could be doing as well. But my goal and our hope is that you are indeed empowered, empowered to make a sound decision and to get on this freedom train today. We're talking about Care Bars International, which is a gold e-commerce savings company that's allowing people to start their own business from their own home just by saving gold and by telling people how they can get some. And in addition to that, securing their own home's economy. So we'll be back in a short moment. Brother Born Alive, if you could drop a song on us or, you know, come in with some information, that'd be awesome.
Yes.
All day, every day. I can't hear you, brother. Your mic might be muted.
Yeah, he's muted. I can see it.
Like,
Yep.
1, 2. Brother, are you saying something? Pardon these technical difficulties, just trying to work it out for you, family.
check, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, all right, all right. Y'all hear this golden opportunity that's being presented at a golden time. You have to use the time and space to your advantage. The most of this golden opportunity. Y'all remember elementary a golden rule. Seeing an ancestral transfer of wealth and power, transference of power and authority through the and through the visual cortexes of the mind and spirit, like a spiritual upgrade is taking place in the pandemic, this mental pandemic and the psychological pandemic, the public outcry for continuing interdependency is phenomenal right now. You understand? So we have to really stay in tune ancestrally and listen and hearken to the voices of our ancestors, of those ones who have gone this way before us, who prepared us this particular time, and emotion fit like that, because this is the time. This is the time to that amongst you that
Yes.
are not ready to make this transition, be thankful that they're exposing themselves. You understand? Be thankful for these
Woo!
blessings. These people that are amongst you that are
I
revealing
say,
themselves, that are allowing the
say it again.
newscast, the media, whatever improper propaganda tools that are there, that are seeking to be a deterrent for your ascension. Give thanks for
Mm.
them and continue to
Yeah.
ascend. Give thanks for them.
Ooh,
Like, thank you. I appreciate you. Like, I thought you
I
was
give
gonna be
thanks.
here into the end. I appreciate you for showing me that this is your stop on the train. This
Right.
liberation
Thanks for
train.
coming.
The mission is more important than the moment. The moment
Mm.
might have a little hurtful moment. It might be a moment that's hurtful for you. It might be a moment that's difficult for you. But what else can hurt you after that?
Wow.
It's this is a long game. This ain't the short game. This is the long game. And this is a long ancestral game. You've been here a long time. And you are the sum greatest beings to ever exist. You owe it to your
Mm.
ancestors to leave a legacy. They could not leave a legacy for you. Many of them left land to you. Many of them left natural resources to your family that they squandered before your birth. So you came into a position where you were in lack. You were born into a situation of lack to show you that you can overcome all of those obstacles and challenges and save your family.
Yes.
That's
Them
absolutely
scriptures speak
perfect.
about leaving an inheritance. Where is your inheritance that you plan to leave behind? It's dutiful. For the brothers who are listening, because I had to come from behind the door, you understand? For the brothers who are listening, you are duty bound. You
Yeah.
are a failure in life if you do not leave provisions for your family in the inevitable event of your transference from the physical back to the spiritual world.
Mm.
What
Yes,
kind of inheritance are you leaving? What kind of
brother.
legacy are you leaving? Have you prepared your family? Have you prepared your bloodline?
Mm. Listen, brother.
If you don't, you should not be counted in the ancestral veneration session. You should be excluded.
That is so powerful.
So
I must
understand what's
agree.
going on, what's really happening, the picture that's being painted, and know your duty and responsibility as a man to your family.
I want to add one thing. It is definitely wonderful to be protected physically, and have the protection of the brothers, the kings physically. And I know that they would take arms, and that they would, protect us with their physical might and wisdom. But right now, even before we get to that part, we need to gird up our loins economically, and spiritually, because if you can heed and you can hear, you can listen, you can be given greater wisdom on how to proceed. It may not be it may not be all the way necessary for the physical engagement at this point, especially if you don't have your economic game plan and blueprint together, because that is a real folly. I want to say a folly, to move out of order. You know what I mean? Like, get the ducks in a row first. You feel me? Like, brothers, if you hear me, get your economic power together, along with the militarization of yourselves, the physical protective matters. You know what I mean? Like, prepare your mind first, spiritually, and then act with act with authority, act with certainty, act with the dutifulness that the brother mentioned to protect your families economically. That's where we've been lacking. We've been always on the bottom, you know what I mean? In this new age society, you know what I mean? Like, it's not where we come from. So we have to get back to where we started. We started at the top. You know what I mean? And if this is that flip, you know what I mean, get ready to stand up.
Yes.
My mother had a request to play that Curtis Mayfield New World Order, if that were possible, and not to look at it in the way that you've been programmed to think, but think from your ancestral minds and think from your innermost being of a place and a time that's being prepared for you, and you are the one to do it for yourselves and for the others that are coming up behind you, your children, your children's children, and their children. We do not own the rights to this music, um, but we do want to share its information with you. So stay tuned. You're listening to Do the Knowledge Radio, the segment entitled Golden Opportunity Sundays, with me, myself, and I, the Goddess Asha Rae, and I am accompanied this evening with the Goddess Wanda Haynes. And it's been a privilege and an honor to break bread with you.
Likewise, Goddess. I'm enjoying this. We're waiting on our song to come on.
You know it. In the meantime, you guys can check out our Facebook post. Please check me out on Facebook if we're not connected. I am Asha Rae. I would like for you to get in contact with me if you heard something here this evening that you know could be a benefit to you, to your family, or to your friends, your coworkers, the people that you love and care about. And you can check out the information for yourself, as you can certainly be greater.
Is y'all really ready for change, or are we just playing games? Dressing in wardrobes to look the part. This is the same. Will y'all get it through to create this sustained daydream? Can you feel the pain? Stage post-traumatic slave disorder, the truth, or who?
Technical difficulties.
It's the book of brick. I quote scripture straight from my mental. I wish this all could be so simple, but the struggle makes it beautiful. My to be great, then you just gotta make the decision. When you believe you can achieve, but life does you no favors, and rather than try what you believe, be anything you wanna be, but life does you no favors. I tell you, you can be greater. My intuition got me moving relentless. We trying to take our corners back, position defensive. Watching, it's up to us to make a difference. Prolific transition, giving them the strength through composition. Not to mention the black cat on the stitches. They mad I move like ninjas. What's your agenda? Can you compute? They waiting on my signal like a printer to copy this and power. Witness to the real though, putting in work. Even my sneakers, they got steel toes. They hating good like a field goal. I'm doing fine, hope you will sail higher. Up with the pharaohs vibing. Shout out my Hey Rule fam, you know we still driving. Mama, they before they installation complete. I just finished the assignment. What you dream, chase your you want no favors. And rather, I tell you, you can be greater. What you believe you can. Dreams, be anything you wanna be, but life does you no favors. None at all. I tell you, you can be greater. Yeah.
Absolutely. You can definitely be greater. That's exactly what we're saying. You can be greater, and now is the time. Um, you're tuned into Do the Knowledge Radio with Knowledge Born Allah. Also, your sister Goddess Asha Rae and your sister Goddess Wanda Haynes. Welcome back. We're just gonna take a few more minutes to delve into any questions that might be out there in the general public. We don't want to assume that you know or that you understand or that everything that we said makes sense, but we would like to give you the opportunity to ask questions or to, state your concerns. Because even when we do discuss certain things that it may seem that we're making light of, please don't take it the wrong way. It's just that we've been journeying, sojourning for truth and for freedom for a long time. And so, given this platform, we just want to hopefully wake some people from their slumber, and also, dispel the lies and the myths.
Well, this weekend and next weekend is dedicated to y'all. You understand? So, for our sisters out there, this is y'all weekend. The next weekend is y'all weekend as well. So,
What you
if
mean
y'all
by
could
that,
give some
brother?
message of empowerment, of celebration, of veneration, of exaltation of our sisters on this platform right here. So, could y'all give some words of encouragement, some words of upliftment, some of that wisdom, some of that game to our sisters out here? Can y'all talk to them and talk to our children, please?
Absolutely. First and foremost, um, really, I must say, African woman is God. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, we are the original creators, and the oldest human remains even are that of a African woman. So that just should give you some thought, and give you some things to think about. I know that in many religions, the divine feminine principle has been left out. Left out of the equation altogether, for the most part. But this day and this time is for the divine reawakening of the mother principle. Of the divine feminine. Because nothing can exist without the giver of life. Nothing can exist without the giver of life. And if we are out of order, then nothing can be made right in order. And so I think first and foremost, the duty is to uh, us women, to recognize our divinity, recognize our power, recognize that we are gifted with the ability to nurture and to create, so what is it that we're thinking? And then what is it that we're translating into future generations by way of, you know, right knowledge or wrong knowledge? Are we going to continue to operate off of, our lower selves? Or are we going to raise the vibration? And my sister just passed me a message, in the virtues of my a woman's highest calling is to lead a man to his soul so as to unite him with source. Her lowest calling is to seduce, separating man from his soul and leaving him aimlessly wandering. A man's highest calling is to protect woman, so she is free to walk the earth unharmed. Man's lowest calling is to ambush and force his way into the life of a woman. And like I said, with this patriarchal society that we've been living under, we've been um, forced under the hand, you know what I mean? Like forced and suppressed and pressed down so that the voices cannot be heard, and so that the wisdom cannot be given. And even if you refer to the Holy Spirit, if you want to, even that was of a feminine energy. If you pay attention,
Mm-hmm.
wisdom is wisdom is feminine in its energy. I hope you hear me.
Yes.
Go, sis.
Yeah, so piggybacking off of the patriarch society is um we're breaking free from that. It's like we've had the thumbs pressed on us for so long that we even I'm just gonna go as far as to say the church. Women should keep silent and all those type of things. And we have power that relies just in our very womb alone to bring down wars and calamity and oppression and things like that. We are powerful beings, and if you're not even looking at it from that perspective, our ability to do so many things at one time, to handle so many different situations, multitasking, that is something that is that we are gifted, and it's not something that men are naturally gifted with. It's something that we are naturally gifted with to hold down a home, steer our children in the right direction, encourage our kings, be an upliftment to our families. This is something that's been
Teachers, healers. Yes, the first teachers, the first healers, the
yeah,
first the first God. You know what I'm saying? Like every piece of information that was ever passed you really initially came through the womb of the woman. You know what I'm saying? Like you were gifted with so much knowledge just through coming through the birth canal. You know what I'm saying? Gifted with so many, genetic, I don't even know, like genetically divine imprints,
yes,
imprints. But if you neglect to value and neglect to recognize the portion of yourself that comes from the divine feminine, then you are lopsided, you're out of balance. You know what I mean? And I know that most of us have been taught to devalue anything that is of a feminine nature. You know what I mean? Like that's the weaker, or it's the lesser, or it is the one to be subdued, or it's the one to be ruled and controlled. When in all actuality, um, when in proper place and in complete freedom, uh, balance comes about naturally because that's what we do. We know how to bring balance. You
yeah,
know, that's that is our nature, and it's never to take away from our counterparts because, as I'm speaking on balance, it's when we're both in right and divine position that we can be at our best.
absolutely. Absolutely. And the balance is important. That's harmony. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We sync, we don't have to be alike. You know what I mean? Our differences
Yes.
help us to uh, bring more power into the fold, that's why mothers and fathers are important when it comes to rearing children. You know what I'm saying? There's so much missing in homes, all across the country, because you have single moms or single dads, and you have all of these children that are need therapy because, oh well, his dad wasn't around, or that should tell us something. So each portion is needed and necessary. We're necessary for them, they're necessary for us. We need each other. So the whole "I don't need a man" thing, you ain't gonna never hear that come out of my mouth.
Me neither.
Never.
Me neither. And on top of that, there's many hardened hearts out there on both sides. From the men to the women and from the women to the men. Like just due to the systematic oppression. Again, you got to look at the enemy behind the scenes. Your brother or your sister has never been your enemy, not technically and not realistically, not deep soulfully, not spiritually speaking. We've never been the enemy one to another. We've always been the helpmeet. We've always been the helpmate. We've always been the one to bring out the best in each other, contrary to popular belief. You know what I'm saying? And systematic structure. But as we're talking about a golden opportunity, we have the opportunity to recreate and to restructure and to reprioritize our values and put them in proper perspective. You know what I mean? Like first things first, acknowledgement. You know what I mean? Like you would not acknowledge the womb from which you came. You know what I'm saying? Like you would not, and even though it took the connection, of the activation of the sperm to hit the egg, you know what I'm saying, to cause life.
Yeah.
Um, the whole pushing and bearing, you know what I'm saying, of the actual giving of birth, that is something to be honored, you know what I mean? And universally speaking, cosmically speaking, look at all that she has created. And I don't mean any disrespect or disregard to the divine masculine. Again, we come from a spiritual system that is of balance, you know what I mean? And is of unique, I wouldn't say unique complementarity, you know, like the attributes that the men possess are naturally complementary to what the feminine possess. You know what I mean? So like if I'm doing this all by myself, there's something missing, you know, or if you're doing this all by yourself, there's something inherently missing. So how can we unify and bring back the foundation that we can stand firm upon for our generations to be able to be as excellent as we were designed to be?
Yes.
We got to do that in unity and harmony.
Yes. Have to have unity. That is vital. It's necessary, and without it, we perish. Unity commands the blessing. You know, so once we unify, that where we can bring in the blessing, and we don't have to try to outdo one another as men or women. You know, we be us, and they be them. You know what I'm saying? And walk in our divine light of who we are. And so I think there's a misconception of a lot that's going on, because I know that we're powerful, and I'm seeing a lot of um, women rising up. Like, I've never seen so many uh, women business owners, and things like that, that are running businesses and raising their children and things like that. And quite honestly, a lot of them have husbands that are doing the same, or they're of support, and things are flowing for them. But when we get to a point where we feel like we don't need each other, and we like X each other out because of what we've gone through with one another, uh, basically what needs to happen is we need to heal as a unit and individually. That needs to be our focus. Is healing needs to be our focus, because healing is what is going to bring about our liberation.
That is absolute truth. You know what I mean? And if anyone was misconstrued along the way, because we were talking about finances and talking about, economic security and things like that, um, we want it to be made plain that healing above all is what's going to allow us to come into divine alignment for everything else to be possible. Like we know that we're in need of healing, and we've been afforded this time, y'all, to get it right, to come together, to have a meeting of the minds, to have a meeting of the heart, and to have true group, you know, solutions, and to have collective work and unity, you know what I mean, so that we could progress much faster, and so that we can see ourselves as the gods we are, you
Yes.
know. And so, Brother Born Allah, any closing comments or anything else that you want to share before we wrap this evening? He never knows when I'm going to call on him, so.
He's muted.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, all right. I'm thankful for both of these warrior queens. Again, like I said last week when Mama was on, that I could just go be my African self and go stand by the door. You understand? To make sure no hurt or harm come to you. You understand? So I think that's refreshing to be able to and to hear the wisdom from the mind of the African woman in regards to how the provision should be allocated and how things are supposed to be in divine order. I mean, that what she provides divine. And so thankful to both of y'all, and extremely thankful for this golden opportunity Sunday. Again, you understand what I'm saying? Was missed. It was sorely missed. So
I missed
Hopefully,
it as much. I
you
missed
come
it as
back and
well.
see us. And Goddess Wanda, you welcome here anytime. I definitely got to hear your story because I heard in the midst of your story you wear a lot of hats, and we want to hear about all of them hats. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah.
anytime
That,
you want to come on here uh, with any of them hats and you know share your golden opportunities and nuggets with us, you're welcome.
yes,
So
we're
Appreciate.
definitely gonna do that.
Yeah.
Sister Wanda is a very resourceful woman, like she mentioned, like the owner operator of multiple businesses. Um, just a very ingenuitive type woman, and Proverbs 31 or whatever you want to call it, just somebody, a virtuous woman that's making strides out here to be of change and of positive influence to her family and her community and her nation. And so it's powerful to connect with the like-minded you know, goddesses out here. And like you had mentioned, in the spirit of love and never competition and never division. You know what I'm saying? Like that is what we're working on. And we're showing people that it can be done. You know what I'm saying? Like there can be a genuine love amongst sisters. There can be a genuine unification of people from different backgrounds, right? Am I right?
Different backgrounds, platforms. Yes, absolutely. Uh, we can be an upliftment to one another. I'm highly inspired by uh, Goddess Asha. She is a marvelous woman. She is just an encouragement to me on so many levels. Her light shines very bright. And when she speaks, it's just, you could tell it comes from a place of love. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to you. And I really just thank you, Goddess. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you for
Oh,
inviting me on this platform. I'll always be like, I'm camera shy, I ain't like to do live videos, but kind of coming out of my shell. And I thank you for giving me this opportunity to let my light shine and speak to the hearts of the people and to hear what you have to say. And I thank you for the impartation that you have imparted in me. I just really, really, from the depths of my soul, appreciate you. Thank
wow.
you.
Sis, you really touching me. I feel that. I really feel that love. It was really transmitted over here. I want you to know.
Thank you.
So thank you as well. And I submit to you as well, Goddess. I thank you for your time and for your energy and for your courage to come forth in a time like this because you're needed. You know what I mean? And I felt that just in our conversation that you have much to offer and much to share. And like I was mentioning last week, it's time for us to come from the background, time for us to come from, being just the woman of the house. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that that's all you do, but I'm saying the women of the houses who, we speak and we share, as we pass along, as we go along. But now I feel like the platform to be speaking to the masses has opened up, and we must come forth. So I just thank you for being spirit led and joining us tonight and
Yeah,
sharing.
I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Family out there listening in radio world or Facebook world or, YouTube world, every other platform that we're on, that we're streaming live from, we thank you. We can't do it without your energy. The transmission of energy is very powerful. I know that many of you are wishing well. Many of you are desiring change. Many of you are spreading love and light and healing. And we thank you because it is a mutual exchange. And I'm just humbled. I'm grateful. I mean, I'm truly, really honored to be here, brother. Born a lot. Like what you do is priceless. You know what I mean? Like just giving many people the opportunity to speak and to deliver, messages. What would we do without our own media outlets? What would we do without taking advantage of these platforms um, for the empowerment of our people? It would not be the same without you, and we just give thanks for you as well.
Thank you, brother. Born Allah.
yeah. Well, y'all can recommend some, family to come through here. I got some paid interview slots I need to fill up. So if they want to reach a global platform, they listening to y'all in Africa. They listening to y'all in Northern Africa and Israel. They listening to y'all over
Oh,
in
I
Europe
say,
right now. You understand? So there's places on the planet
The
where this
return
message
of the
is
Black Madonna. You know what I'm saying? And like,
okay.
listen, black is
Yeah,
more than a color. You know what I mean? Black is. I mean, there's just some controversy about that, but I'm just let you know that the the,
you
the
know,
heat
get
of the
into all
sun
that.
is black.
We know
Okay,
what we mean. We say
man. All I'm just saying, it's a lot going on. You know, but shoot,
it
as long as you know
will
the
get
power
into all.
that you possess, you know the power that you possess. You are the original. You are the mother and father of civilization. And when you are in right order, everything else can be restored. So, for the restoration and the liberation of our people, we declare that to be lawful and we declare that to be now. Wanda, any closing words, Queen?
So all of you out there in Radio Land, just want to say, you know, we're here. We are here. We love you. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the comments, and just wanted to like give some shout outs to the people in the chat. Um, some of the names I can't pronounce, but thank you, Saz. Thank you, Ebony Jones. Uh, Just Us TV 33. Thank you, Roderick. Thank you all for chiming in with your questions and your comments. You are appreciated on this platform, and we just want to, just say thank you, and we love you. And
Yes,
if you have any questions, our Facebook pages are public. You can inbox, you can, request
send a
our
smoke
friendship.
signal.
Yes, anything. We're here. We collaborate. We like positive dialogue. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge, wisdom.
Yes,
Yes, we like to
and
share
it's
that, and we like to receive it as well.
that's what I was going to say. If you have a golden opportunity that you want to share with us or you want to share with our listening audience, by all means, reach out. This is just not about gold. This is just not about silver. This is not about healing only. This is about every facet of our lives that pertains unto life and godliness. I'm about that. You know what I'm saying? That pertains unto prosperity and abundance and divine longevity and the recreation of a nation. Oh,
Yeah,
we're about that life.
yeah,
So please let your light shine. Reach out to one of us, reach out to the brother, and let's make it happen. Until the next time, we ask that you be mindful and take advantage of every golden opportunity that's laid before you, and that you fret not. You know what I'm saying? Against these laws of man. Okay, so I'm talking about men who is not of a righteous order because um, their time is up. Their time is up.
yes.
That's all I can say. So, thank you, everybody. Hope you stay encouraged, uplifted, empowered. Rock your crown with pride. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be here next Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. for Golden Sunday. Excuse me, Golden Opportunity Sundays with Miss Asha Rae and friends. Thank you to all my friends. Peace and love to you, Goddess Wanda.
Yes, peace and love to you.
Peace,
Hashtag.
brother. You want to leave us with a song because you got that dope music that speaks to the energy that we projected.
Yes.
Peace to my mother goddess Candy Maley, who couldn't join us tonight. She's actually on the West Coast, um, and time did not permit, but she'll be back, to share some jewels with us. Peace to all the goddesses around me who give me great energy
Shout
and
out to
love.
Mama.
Yeah, my sister Marta Johannes. I
Mama
want to
is
send
the
love to
truth.
my sister.
Mama is the truth.
Facts. She don't play. She don't play. And so I got big shoes to fill. You know what I mean? But we continuing to live and leave a legacy.
Yes. Just Us TV. Um, um, Request us on Facebook and shoot us an inbox. We can collaborate. He said he wants to network with us. Just
Absolutely.
33.
Ashe, so shall it be. Peace, family.
Peace, everyone.
Stay tuned for this last song. We'll catch you next time. Stay healthy, stay wealthy. Or sing a song. There's nothing like rejoicing.
Right.
You feel me? Make a song, chant down Babylon. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, make a joyful noise.
Yes.
Invoke your ancestors. They're here to help. You know, I know that a lot of times we've been taught that that's like some evil doing to talk to the ones that have gone before you, which that doesn't make any sense. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Their power is real. The insight and the wisdom is real. And if you ask for help, it will surely come. I'm a witness.
So we don't get no closing song.
I guess not. So you better sing. If not, thank y'all again for y'all patience. We out. And, reach out to us so we can connect. Do not delay.
Hang up, not kid. No, I'm not flawless. I'm scarred up and I'm fine with it. When I wake up, no makeup, half naked, I feel like I'm the shit. Pardon my language, but hang-ups do not define the kid. Flawless, I'm scarred up and I'm fine with it. My body are the laundry list of all of life's kindnesses, but I still sip tea and chant om and live free, cause hardships and heartbreaks turn to rap epiphanies. And mom told me stay woke, cause all gold ain't glistening. Choose your words wisely, cause the all-knowing's listening. But no worries, I'm Gucci. My thighs are little juicy, my dialogue little awkward. My idols still move me. My life is a movie like Raheem and Mookie. I'm just trying to do the right thing, hope that it improves me. My bamboo's a costume to me, you'll be soon accustomed to me. This tomorrow, I got royal hemoglobin coursing through me, and my strength is now inhuman. I get that straight from my own me, signed in silver mouth the grill of yours and truly.
You better shine on them, baby, you a star. You better be exactly who you are forever, cause they gon' try and change your heart. Don't let up, cause you're so damn fine just the way you better shine on them, baby, you a star. You better be exactly who you are forever, cause they gon' try and change your heart. Don't let up, cause you're so damn fine just the way you are.
I ain't get here overnight. I was in that mirror like 4-5 times a week on my mile of beats reciting affirmations like holy. But I guess confessions from 8x11s in studio sessions seem like it's only right. And trust me, this love finna murk all these Murphy types, funny style. Let me shut your mouth. Touch me, I'm slaughtering crews, squads, goons, teams. The queen is coming for all of your asses, plus your house. I ain't always heavier than me. No time is for pretending. I was 14 years old, forcing my baby fat diminished. Still got these scars from cutting my finish. Now they remind me what my lows look like. Now I know the sky's the limit. Okay, never claim to be perfect. That's an impossible dream. I'm just saying that I'm worth it. That's the responsible thing. Spend half my life trying to find my life from outside sources. Why the only voice that mattered came from me.
You better shine on them, baby, you a star. You better be exactly who you are forever, cause they gon' try and change your heart. Don't let up, cause you're so damn fine just the way you better shine on them, baby, you a star. You better be exactly who you are forever, cause they gon' try and change your heart. Don't let up, cause you're so damn fine just the way you
when
are.
Rock go in, she too aggressive, that's too masculine. And her content a little too obsessive, just relax a bit. She say she God, that's narcissistic, just the facts of it. Now I don't really F with female rappers, that's just sacrilege. Glad I learned early not to internalize every inker. Daddy told me with every opinion there comes a sphincter. And they would rather she them thoughts than popularize a thinker. Why them lying archetypes is chasing cat, I'm trying to sphinx her. Rap apple, skin caramello, apparel, mainly vintage. Meryl composer, warrior, so every verse became a vengeance. Went through too much hair to not be fine, but they still feigning ignorance. So now I came to click my just do it, remaining interest. Baby, I'm a star without the flash fame of Fenty. Came out the doctored up, the entire game upon my entry. Kept it 100, messed around and gained another century. In this now I'm aimed to pop off till my mental chamber's empty. I'm unbothered, your standards is irrelevant. I might F around and rock a body, all this for the hell of it. They've been trying to martyr me for ages cause my melanin. So now I'm soaking UV rays for shaking slathered on my adamant. My dude, I'm magic, my game is Goddess, my mood is savage, that's game is Connie's my move and mountains, my range astonishing, dangerous sonnets like rain and comets they blazing. Trails through planets all hell is kind of amazing. That's right, we'll call this self-love. Discovered I was dope and indulge like I'm scale drugs. And you could call me arrogant if that's gonna help love. But if you trying to knock me down, your demolitions fell, bruh, fell, bruh, fell, bruh, fell.
You better shine on them, baby, you a star. Be exactly who you are forever, cause they gon' try and change your heart. Don't let up, cause you're so damn fine just the way you better shine on them, baby, you a star. You better be exactly who you are forever, cause they gon' try and change your heart. Don't let up, cause you're so damn fine just the way you better shine on them, baby, you a star. You better be exactly who you are, cause they gon' try and change your heart. Don't let up, cause you're so damn fine just the way you better shine on them, baby, you a star. You better be exactly who you are forever, cause they gon' try and change your heart. Don't let up, cause you're so damn fine just the way you are.